Did you try this out with sighted users? What sort of response did you get?
No, we actually didn't, and I hadn't actually thought about trying it out, the audio content with sighted users. I think that would be a really great experiment to run. I wish I had the code. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some benefit from them, but I would imagine they would actually want to see the text as it appeared in the video so that they could actually read along. But I think that extends to the direction that we saw as future work anyway. Yeah?
Is the question?
Hello, Bernard here from Western University. A similar question, but from the other way around. Often blind people want to work with sighted people. So here I understand that there's a big difference between what the screen reader presents and what's on the display. Did you do any evaluation if there's a possible contradiction, or if blind people say, oh, we don't get the original, what are you telling us about the screen? This is not right.
Well, I'm going to answer indirectly in two different ways. The first thing I want to say is we did see that all of the visually impaired users said we don't want something that's specially made for us. We don't want to have different content. We want to get access to the same thing and the same services that everyone else does, which is totally understandable. But one thing that we did try in the first iteration of DTorial was having audio content that was forced into the screen reader. So it didn't do anything to the page. It didn't actually function the way normal HTML is. We use something called Access Jacks, which is a freely available JavaScript package that you can use, which forces the screen reader to read a specified amount of text. And users hated that. Across every single user we showed that to hated it because they said, what's the beautiful thing about using a screen reader with a web page is that I can go back and forth over different words, different letters, and read everything the way I want to. But when you force the screen reader to produce audio, you have to listen to the whole thing, and you can't go back in time. So I don't know if that answers your question all the way, but this is sort of my dance around it, I guess.
I have a question. Does this work with the braille readers?
Yes. The only difference that would be the form of output device. So the content is identical.
We have a question over here.
Thank you for interesting presentation. My question is, can the user back to the original position? So where the users want to get the information after getting tutorial content?
If I understand the question correctly, because we inject the HTML directly into the DOM, what ends up happening is it becomes just another element on the page that's visible. So we used a header at the top of each tutorial chapter, so the users can navigate via the screen reader to jump right back to the top of that header. And so they can read the content of the tutorial, play around in the web application. The tutorial content doesn't go away, so if they use the H key or the 2 key, because I think we used a level 2 header, they can then get a list of all the headers on the page, cycle through them, and get right back to the one that says Tutorial Chapter 5, How to Use Your Blank. And so, yes, they have every ability to go back and forth between the tutorial, the application, whenever they want to.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.